Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we currently need, apparently, housing on Targon Prime. This is again that devastation issue. We have a lot of devastation building up from this storm here. It has been here a really long time, and it's doing a lot of damage, even with our relief centers. Do we have a relief center here though? I'm not convinced that we do. We should probably build one. So that would be a good thing to put in. So this one doesn't have a relief center. Let's get that going for now. Okay, what else do we need here before we resume the game? Anything else? Nope, that all looks good. Okay, so that's phenomenal. I do want all of these guys to be... Wow, that took a hot moment to load. I want all of these guys to be in orbit here for sure. Which they should be. Yeah, we just don't have anything to reduce their upkeep. That's okay. We don't mind it. That is absolutely fine for right now. Okay, so our construction ships are all constructionating. That is absolutely phenomenal. This orbital dock needs an orbital anchorage. Complete. And then, of course, this is a forge world. So we want to put in a alloy processing facility there. That'll be fine. And then these are still being worked on. Looks good. So everything is in progress right now. Okay, so a Stardust Storm, sure. But this Nexus Storm, this is the problem. The extremely destructive nature of a Nexus Storm makes it impossible to predict what kind of devastation they'll leave behind, yeah. So this is a rare event, this type of storm, and that is understood. It's not normal. Hopefully it'll pass eventually. So we've got this Minister of State that needs an upgrade, and Diplomatic Weight would be good, but that's a Galactic Community Emissary effect. Trade value plus 5% seems okay, though. So we're currently at -0 consumer goods. We're slightly negative on our consumer goods. I would expect that to change fairly soon, though. I don't think that's going to be a major issue. So let's check in. Yeah, there it starts to go up a bit. Let's check in on the price currently of alloys, which is not terrible. I'm going to sell off a few of these goods here. And I'm going to buy in 2,500 alloys at that price. So that'll be fine for the moment. I want to check in. How much do we actually need here? 18,000? Okay, that's not too bad. Our Strategic Coordination Center is a very long ways away from being upgraded, so that's not a major concern at this time. Cool. So Escaminza Prime here needs housing. This is, again, the devastation issue, and I'm just thinking about how we'll want to proceed here. We don't have a building slot available, although perhaps we could do a fractal seed. A fractal seed is not a bad idea here. So then we can put in an industrial district to band-aid the immediate housing issue. But then we can put in a storm relief center to reduce the issue. It won't get rid of it, but it'll reduce the devastation gain. So that'll be useful, and that'll mean less devastation going forward. Holabray is a very similar situation here. We already have a relief center, so let's get that going and a generator district. The generator district will, of course, band-aid the issue, and the nullifier will slow it down a little bit. Actually, a pretty decent amount. Okay, so anything else needing to be worked on? The housing issue is getting a bit out of hand, but eventually it will be solved. We just gotta wait, right? Like, the maximum duration here is 23 years, but I've definitely seen storms go away faster than that. And this has also moved this direction. So some of these down here are no longer getting hit by it. So the storm is traveling this way, and that will mean that a lot of our colonies will no longer be in it eventually. So that's great. So the Eureka Prime station here, we are going to need another anchorage in. And then, what is this? This is a tech world? Okay, I'm going to make the first one here be a naval logistics office. Cool. So that will be absolutely fine for now. I want to check in on our civilian ships. Okay, there's a lot still needing to be worked on there. The price of alloys is back down. I'm going to sell some minerals. I'm going to sell some food. I'm trying not to sell too much of the same category because that is, of course, going to tank the price, and we don't necessarily want to do that. But we can sell a few here and there. Something kind of like that. And then we could eventually, maybe, buy in 2,500 here. But we'll need a lot more energy credits for that. Smuggler activity reported on Eptrabon Secundus. Okay, let's take a look at that. We don't no, we do have a precinct house on here. We have no crime. Okay, nothing needing to be done there. Looks good. Cool. So we're definitely seeing our amount of influence going up at this time. So arguably we could get another construction ship. And I'm going to do that. I want to get these orbital rings built a little bit more quickly. Although we are making great progress on that. So Volmar Prime here, this is a generator world, and once again, a relief center. We already have a storm nullifier here, actually. So we would just put in a generator district, and we'd call that good for the moment. Okay, this aggro world, okay, our great official died. That's fine. We'll deal with that in a moment. So we do currently have this aggro world. We need a specialist job? Storm nullifier would be the way to go, I think. Does that give a specialist job? Gives a clerk job. That's a little odd. Well, this guy can get demoted anyway. That's not a big deal. Okay, so we've got this tech world here. It is actually a tech world. Okay, so we would just need housing here, and that is fairly easy to solve, of course, with a city district. So we'll put that in for now. And nothing else really needed there. But this aggro world, this needs more housing, and we can't put it in. We do have the Storm Attraction Center. This is a Storm Nullifier here. We don't really have a way to get additional housing on this, except to use a Fractal Seed. Okay, and I think that might have been our final Fractal Seed. So we could use Hunker Down. It will double the upkeep cost, but double the effectiveness of the Storm Relief Center and Storm Nullifier. So that's another interesting option. That costs Unity. But the Storm Nullifier is a 40% reduction of the negative effects from the Cosmic Storm. That would bring it up to an 80%. We would have to remember after it passes to remove that, though. So that's definitely a concern. I do want to put in here, honestly, I really want to put in a hydroponics farm. I got this for housing. But the real problem here is just devastation. It'll pass. This is right on the edge of the storm at this point, so we are almost through the storm. I'm going to make the argument that we should not build additional housing there. Our capital, same story. I mean, this is not right on the edge of the storm. The nexus of the storm is here, but yeah. I'm going to make the argument that we should not build any additional housing there for now. Okay, so that sounds fine for now. We have this new construction ship. And where does this need to go? Well, we know that we were in Eptrabon, right? We already did Eptrabon. Yeah, this is down here. We did Nazaxa. I'm pretty sure we did Ebenar. Yes. We're in Kazabius right now, Ashipso, and then we've got Kochab Prime, Kochab Secundus, and then Izak Prime. We're already there as well. So Wenkwert, we're already there. Urintok. We're getting really close to having all of these built, actually. So down we go to Urintok Prime, and we are going to build our orbital ring there. There's some devastation there, but it is beginning to recover. Now, we do see that we need a job in Kochab Secundus, so I would definitely like to actually build a city district there. That'll be fine. Cool. So with that additional construction ship, we're going to be building all the faster. And that sounds absolutely excellent. Giedi Prime is going to be done in the eventual times, but we need to wait for this Nexus storm to pass. This is a rare, powerful storm. It's causing us significant issues at this moment, but this is an unusual situation. Okay, let's send this guy over. We actually had a first encounter, which is wild at this stage of the game. But sure. So the crafty cuttlefish is, of course, going to need to head down to, let's see, we just did Wenkwert, right? Yeah. I think we just did Urintok, actually. So we need to go down to Ginog next. And that is going to be right up over here, and we will build our orbital ring. So we're going to be done with that very, very soon. We have, like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's 8 right there. We have 10 to go. I don't need to count it. It counts it for us. So we have this open council position, the Minister of State, and we're going to put this guy in, I guess. Sure. Seems fine. Wonderful. So how are things going on? I mean, this is going to be problematic for a while up here. We can't really expand this. This factory world, actually, we can expand our housing in, though. I'm going to build this storm nullifier, and then we're going to build 2 industrial districts, although in this order. Okay. So that'll be fine. We'll get that going for now. But I want to check in on our megastructure. Okay, yeah, that's got a long ways to go. No doubt about that. What's the price on alloys? Oh, it's so cheap. We're definitely buying 2,500 alloys right now. It's still quite cheap. I'm going to sell some food. I'm going to sell a lot of food. And we're going to sell some minerals as well. Price on that's very, very low. And I'm going to sell some 0. We're going to buy another 2,500 alloys. I'm not going to do that again, obviously, but that is definitely going to get us a long way towards getting our naval capacity up. So that's really, really good. Euchromia just got a housing issue, and this is not surprising. We can definitely build a storm relief center here. And then an industrial district. Looks great. Unknown vessels. Okay, sure. So we'll continue that first contact. Nemean Prime here needs 3 housing. So once again, we can put in our industrial district and upgrade this storm nullifier. That seems absolutely fine. And then we've got Volmar Prime here, which is, of course, a generator world. And we can build our generator district, and we've already got the storm nullifier here, so that seems reasonably fine. We'll put in an energy nexus for the moment. And this is mostly infrastructure that we wanted to build anyway. We're just building it a little bit earlier than we normally would because of the housing issues. This Forge world here, we were at -6 to our housing. We do have the Storm Relief Center. We are lacking rare crystals to upgrade that. We could buy a couple of rare crystals. The price is not amazing, but we could definitely do that. And then 6 housing right now. So we need like 4 industrial districts. And then an upgrade to the Storm Nullifier. I'm going to move the Storm Nullifier up to the top here. Okay. So that's probably still not going to be enough housing, but like I said, this is all infrastructure that we wanted to build anyway. We're just moving up our timetable a little bit here because of the storm. So that's absolutely fine. So next up, we would go to, let's see, we just built in Ginnog. So we build in Astinda next. So we'd go here and build an orbital ring. Wonderful. So that'll be absolutely fine. I want to check in on the newly built orbital rings. So we can definitely get a few upgrades going here. One here, one here. And then we'd build a pair of orbital anchorages in both of these. Waiting for the autosave. Okay. We'd build a pair of orbital anchorages here as well. And then we've got Kocha Prime, which we can not upgrade because we're lacking the influence, actually. But we can get a couple of orbital anchorages going in here. Did that just finish up a construction ship? No, it didn't. Okay. So we'll just wait on that then. On the next month tick, we'll be able to queue up this upgrade to Orbital Ring Tier 2, which would be great. We're definitely going to do that. Okay. There we go. We'll get that upgraded. And there's also Nemean Secundus down here, where we're going to need to put in another orbital anchorage. And then what do we want to put this in? This is a factory world? Okay. So in that case, we would absolutely put in an orbital logistics system. We are lacking, I believe, the rare crystals for this, right? Probably. Yeah, we're quite low on rare crystals right now, so that's fine. We should probably gain a physics insight and an astral boost, and then I'm going to buy in a couple more rare crystals. The price on this isn't great, but we're going to do something like that so that we're not waiting on this. Excellent. Okay, let's check in on our housing crisis. Next up would be Nozaxa Prime. This is currently set up as an agri world, and that's accurate. I mean, we've got this lush, so we might as well designate it. Okay. So we do have a storm relief center. We'll put in an agriculture district and boost that up to a storm nullifier. Easy peasy. I like it. Anything else that we want here? Well, we've got Stellaris Secundus. This is a tech world, and that means a city district, which will go a long ways here. No doubt about that. Of course, Stellaris Prime, we can't really do too much about. We're currently at -1 amenity due to overcrowding. This is not shocking. We do have a Storm Relief Center here, though, so we can boost that up to a Storm Nullifier. So that'll help. We've got this factory world here where we can boost this up to a Storm Nullifier as well. And we can put in a pair of industrial districts, which will take the edge off of this, but it's not going to solve the problem. We also have a lot of refugees coming in at this point, which is generally a good thing, but when we have a housing crisis, a little less so. So these are all repeatable techs. We'll go for the one that's already in progress, energy weapon fire rate. Cool. Of course, here on our capital, we're at -30 housing. This is due to devastation. So if we check in here, we can see planet devastation -47% of our housing. That's the core issue. So for now, I'm not too concerned about it. The dimensional portal in the Holden system has been destroyed. Okay, so I guess that the Unbidden are no longer a problem. The Nafankan vestige appear to have taken care of it. Okay. Well, the Unbidden aren't a problem over here. There are still some Unbidden out over this direction, but the core dimensional portal is no longer here. So these Unbidden won't last very much longer. Cool. So that's one of those situations where I kind of regret not absolutely cranking the difficulty of the Endgame crisis in the options at the beginning of this series. That's something I need to get better about doing. Endgame crisis is often far too easy, where just like this can take it out. Like, that clearly needed to be cranked up in difficulty, right? The Endgame crisis isn't necessarily the point of this series, but even so. So you can see here, the Nexus Storm is definitely heading this direction. It's passing out of our space now. The core of the storm is here, and Radar Central is still getting hit, but we are very, very soon no longer going to have that being a thing. These down here are no longer getting hit. So that is a very, very big deal for us. Now, Siagawa Prime, being a tech world, does have some city districts that we can put in. So no problem there. And we've got Nemean Secundus here. This is easy enough. So we've got this Storm Relief Center. I'm going to put in a pair of industrial districts and a Storm Nullifier for the moment. And then we've got Moscot Prime here. This is a Forge world, and we don't have any additional seeds, do we? No, that was our last seed. Okay, so at this point, we just need a building slot here, but we can definitely put in a pair of industrial districts. That will be fine for now. Then we've got this generator world down here lacking housing. This is primarily still a devastation issue, and we can put in... Well, we could put in a generator district. This is fine. Okay. So we've got the Mazoglia 7 that now needs orders. So let's bring that over. Let's see. We already did Ginnog. We did Astinda. We need to go to Ulm. Fantastic. So we're going to go to Ulm Prime and build an orbital ring there. And let's take a look down here. We should definitely have a new orbital ring here. Yep, let's get these orbital anchorages going. We're definitely cranking up that naval capacity, and that is exactly what we want to see. Complete. We have a long ways to go on that naval capacity, but we're making solid progress there. I like it. Now, we could definitely... Ooh, the price on alloys is so low. 3.36. That's a really, really good price. We don't have a lot of energy credits right now, and we've looted most of our existing resources. So that's definitely a bit of a concern. We can sell off some Zero. We can sell off some dark matter. That's always quite valuable. And then we can buy in 2,500 alloys at this price. That is fine. And then we're going to be able to reinforce all of this very, very soon. In fact, we can do it now in theory, but we're probably going to be lacking minor artifacts. Yes, our primary lack will be minor artifacts. That's fine. I would prefer our primary lack to be minor artifacts over alloys. We can always change out the ancient weapon systems and not run those anymore. So let's get this all going. That'll be fine. Besides, we need alloys for building our orbitals, so this is all absolutely fine. Holobrae Secundus up here is a mining world, and we can definitely put in a mining district here to solve its nascent housing issue. The devastation is continuing to be an issue, but as you can see here, the Nexus storm actually moved back down this way a little bit. Ooh. Okay, it changed its trend line on where it's going. It was going this direction. Now it's coming back this way. That's very bad for us. It's just kind of chilling right on us. Okay. Well, I mean, we do run storm attraction centers, so...
Council agenda ready.
We do have a council agenda ready, so we can launch our favored society, and from here, what would we be interested in running? Monthly Unity would be interesting, although we'd mostly just use it for Ascension tiers. I guess that's fine. Now, the Citation 2 is done down in Winkworth. So we already built in Ulm. Hullabray would be the next location to build in. So we've got Hullabray Prime and Hullabray Secundus here. So let's go ahead and build our orbital ring out here, but we are lacking influence. So for the moment, we're just going to travel out to Hullabray Prime. I'd like to have 100 influence, and it'll take us some time to get here. So that seems okay. We probably then have a construction that we can do. Yep, here in Winkworth Prime. We can build orbital anchorages. We can also upgrade this. And that's going to be expensive. So that's absolutely understood. We're going to need 3 more influence to get this upgraded. And then we're going to need some time to get our upgrades, or rather our orbital docks, queued in Hullabray. So that's like 150 total influence there. That's understood. So let's get this queued up right now. There we go. And of course, we're still pumping out these ships, and I would like to continue to work on that. We are pretty over our naval cap, but we're working on getting caught up with the naval cap here. It's going to be like 740 when this is fully done, but we are short on minor artifacts, so that is absolutely fine. We can make a few more corvettes, and let's check in on what our military fleets are like. They're about 100k. Okay, it's understood. Now, we have Volmar Prime here, which is a generator world. We can absolutely build a generator district here, and we do have our Storm Nullifier already. I'll call that good for now. Dwemex, huh? You'll get nothing from us, scum. They'll probably try to attack us, and that won't go well for them. That won't go well at all. So this is also a generator world. We need a little bit of housing here. We've still got that devastation, and yeah, you can see the storm is definitely coming back this way. It's just kind of chilling here, right over top of us. For another 25 years. This is now going longer. This was down to like 20 years. Okay. So that's spicy. We're going to have some major issues. No doubt about it. So this is a mining world here. We're going to build a mining district to help with that housing. This is primarily stuff that we wanted to do anyway. Our main problem is going to be locations like Radar Station Alpha. So we can still do a fractal seed here? Maybe I don't know. That's interesting. We should definitely hunker down on this location. Oshlar's Prime, this is another location where we can't really expand our housing, so I'm going to tell them to hunker down as well. So that's fine for the moment. Then we've got Euchromia 3, where we can expand. We can upgrade this to a Storm Nullifier and build 3 industrial districts, which we will do. This is a research station here. We've just got our astrometeorology observatory right now. Okay, let's put our Storm Summoning Theater in here. We can put in our Storm Relief Center. Wait, we can have both a Repulsion Center and a Summoning Theater at the same time now? That's new in this patch. Oh no, it's the Attraction Center. Right, okay. Never mind. I misunderstood that. That's okay. So we can put in an Astral Siphon here. And then we would put in a Habitation District, for sure. So the Habitation District is going to go up top here, like that. Okay, so that'll be relatively fine for now, but this Nexus Storm is definitely going to be a problem. It's coming back this way, and it's still it's still a problem, a big problem. No doubt about that. 1.2 monthly devastation is insane. That is a crazy amount of devastation. So this Forge World here needs housing. It's not shocking. We do have that Storm Nullifier. Let's just continue to expand this by 3 industrial districts. We're having to put a lot of resources into this. So Eunuch Prime here can't really be expanded any further. So we should definitely hunker down. And then Ojlar's Prime is, of course, already hunkered down. So that is understood for now. We're just going to have to deal with it this way. But it is time to put a cut in, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, hopefully this storm will go away eventually. The other storms I haven't minded. This one has lasted a really long time. It's affected a lot of worlds, and it's a crazy amount of devastation. This is an incredibly powerful storm. So that's definitely painful. We're going to want to let our look at this. We've still got 36 devastation on Eunuch Prime, and that's going to get hit again very soon. So it's going to get spicy, that's for sure. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.